my whole thing is like, for everybody else out there who is not a Kevin Samuels, you need to stop doing all of this and do most of this. What's this? This is the action. You know what I'm saying? Like, you over here mad because, women ain't choosing you or whatever the case is. Well, be a choice. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't just be somebody. Don't just sit there and be bad and sour about it. No, go out and get you some money. Go and get you a hustle. Go do something.
When you first come in the game, look how they play. Then you at the top of the world, look how they wave to you. From Marcy to Madison Square, the only thing that mattered was just a matter of years. So, this hard work pay off when time is money, but you got the nerve to take a day off. So nigga, what you waiting for, the pussy or the Grammy? Anticipating gold like anticipating panties.
I'm just Prince.
Benny Musa.
We are the Balance Effect podcast, man. We back in effect, man.
That's how you know it's been so long. We forgot how to do intros and all that.
Yeah, that's a fact, man.
We next episode.
It's been a while, man. It's been a while, but I want to thank anybody that's been a part of it. Anybody that's been waiting for it.
Yeah.
It's been a long time coming. Trust me, we're gonna get into all that today. Suki's still down with us. She's on vacation. Sue. So shout out to Sue. We love you. So today's episode, basically, it's gonna be called, or it is called, The Whole Truth.
And nothing but the truth.
And nothing but the truth, man.
I'm a liar.
So, so basically, it's just like what we're talking about is like basically why the hiatus, right? So our last podcast that we produced was in December of 2020.
Jeez. Shout out to those beautiful ladies, by the way.
Right. That was the last. That's the last podcast. Yep, the last podcast that we produced, and then the last podcast we put out was recorded in mid-November, I believe.
Yeah.
So, so we wanted to talk about that. But first and foremost, so we're running ads now. So today's episode is sponsored by none other than Ron Brandt.
Get you some Ron Brandt.
Ron Brandt, no, that's my brother. You know what I mean? He's producing like dope clothes. Like if you like any of like that whole aesthetic, fear God, that new aesthetic that people got, that Kanye feel is good quality, good stuff. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely, promoting that. He's sponsoring this episode today. So shout out to Ron Brandt. You're going to see it on the bottom.
Yes, sir.
RonBrandtNor.com. They accept Afterpay and everything. So if you ain't got the bread, make sure your credit's good so you can pay. You can at least, pay $25 now, and then you can pay the rest later. So that's for it. So, Quan.
Yo.
What's up, man? What like I'm gonna first start off with what were you doing at this time? You know what I mean? And then I'm gonna go into my little rant.
What was I doing the whole time?
Yeah, man.
Trying to survive, man. It's getting critical out here. You see what's going on?
Right.
It's nasty out here, man. But despite all that, we have as a, my collective and everybody on my sides have been doing like a whole change of everything, Before, shout out to everybody that, came and went, but we had a lot of like, rappers on the squad and stuff like that, and things weren't necessarily the most organized or running efficient, like, long story less long, we had to just change some things around so that the business can adapt to what's going on now. I mean, I know that was kind of vague, but it's a lot, so it's tough to just say it all at once without.
Right. I mean, like I said, like it's the truth and nothing but the truth. That's what we that's what we talking about here. So definitely, I hear that. Like, so you kind of like, it was like almost like a growing pain period for you, right?
Yeah.
And like, that other side or that other entity of what you also deal with, with the Leafs and stuff like that. So,
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, everybody's healthy. Everybody's like doing what they got to do. It's just a little, it's a little different now because, as business partners or people that you're in business with, a lot of the times you'll see like there's like, there's going to be points where every person has to separate and do their own thing.
Right.
And that's kind of what happened. But what I will say is that I'm just happy that everybody, again, is healthy and is still doing what they got to do regardless.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody's moving in a direction. I haven't seen anybody that's like static.
Right.
So yeah, I'm happy for that. We also, I could say this now, like, we pretty much are officially about to have a base in Atlanta, everything signed, sealed, ready to go. So at this point, we
Congratulations, man.
Yeah, thank you. Nah, shout out to the lead. Shout out to Rel, man. He's been... you already know.
Yeah.
That dude's an animal.
Instrumental and everything.
Shout out to his family, too, man. Like, I think it's so dope that his family is involved as much as they are.
Right.
When we talk about generational wealth, one day we're gonna do like a movie or a book about like his family all the way down to his grandma, you know, which is the kind of the origins of what Red Autumn is. So yeah. That's nonetheless, yeah, we're gonna be down there real soon, shaking and moving, being bi-coastal.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't even know, because is that even a coast? Can you
you're going down the seaboard.
Yes,
so,
yeah.
You know, definitely that's part of it.
Yeah, so
that's definitely part of it. Yeah.
We're definitely gonna be
Eastern Seaboard.
Yeah, making those kind of movements, and with that, being able to connect with everybody throughout the coast. So I'm excited for that.
Right. Okay.
What about you, man?
I don't know, man. Like there's this comment that I heard about that, like, you know, like they say when women go through things, they go to therapy. Yeah. And when men go through things, they create podcasts and shit.
Yeah. So, wait, who said that? That's
a toxic ex of mine. But anyway,
when men go through stuff, they do podcasts.
No, I'm telling you,
y'all should be lucky. Listen, there was I don't even want to get into that, because they don't understand like how, like, especially black men, like, yo, we have no other way to like really express,
right? Really vent, really, you know what I mean? It's even hard to even do it with your boys and stuff like that. You know?
Yeah, what I mean? Like we're just getting to the point in our generation where we can have these kind of conversations. Like I know more friend groups that are having conversations about, yo, my life is trash right now, whatever the case is, with their boys. Like you couldn't do that before. That's why I was so. You think it's toxic now? Early 2000s? What?
Disgusting. Disgusting. But me personally, you know, I'm gonna be honest, and I feel like this is the truth. I can speak the truth. It's the podcast. As the creator, founder, the visionary for it, for the Balance Effect podcast, like I think my life was in balance at the time.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? My life was totally in balance at the time where I was escaping the inevitable, right?
Oh, you're like me right now.
Right. I was escaping the inevitable. So like I felt like I was biting off more than I could chew, right? At the time, I was trying to start a business. I had the podcast going, you know, but at the same time I felt like, you know, I was like, I finally did something. Let me go enjoy myself. So I went away.
Yeah.
I went away.
Yeah, you sure did.
I went away a few times, right? I would say like for the latter part of since the last podcast, I was in the continental US maybe 2-3 weeks at a time.
You didn't miss nothing.
I didn't miss anything, but at the end of the day, it was just what it was. Like I was like escaping. I was like, yo, I was in Colombia for months on end. Mm-hmm. I went to DR twice.
That's lit. How you say that? I was in Colombia for months on end.
I was there. You know what I mean? And it was like I fell in love with it, but it was still not a reality to me because at the end of the day, I still had things here unfinished that couldn't make what I wanted to do in Colombia a reality. Yeah. And I was escaping the reality because I was just like, yo, you know what? I don't want to deal with the stuff that comes on here, right? I didn't like, I'm gonna be honest with you, but because of the COVID, because of the thing and stuff like that, I was able to travel the world and not care because I was working remote. Yeah. Right? But now I come back, I came back September 8th, and I had to go back to work. I had to report back to my my job, you know, in school as a teacher, like full time, you know, on the 9th. Yep. So that in it was itself was a culture shock for me. Then, you know, my situation as far as like, you know, life and all the things that happens with that, you know, relationships, women, all that stuff was just like, it was just like stuff that was like surrounding me. So I was like avoiding all of that. And then when I finally came back here, everything smacked down. And then, not to kind of bring or rehash anything. It was just like, you know, the people that we had or a person that we had particularly part of the podcast on 100% thing, we weren't seeing eye to eye at that point. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, because we weren't seeing eye to eye and stuff like that, and because, you know, I tried to make him feel, or I felt like I tried to make him feel like his part in the podcast was intricate. You know what I mean? I just kind of like was like, all right, cool, I let it go. You know what I mean? And it just felt like, like I couldn't do it no more. Like I was like, you know what? It's what it is. You know what I mean? So, that with that part, I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna focus on myself. And then, I come back here. Then, I don't want to talk about COVID and nothing like that, but it's just a reality, right?
It's a reality.
They hit you with the COVID mandates.
Yep.
So now for my job I'm mandated. Before they said that, you could take a test every week. So I was like, I'm fine. Then, it comes to say that, no, you have to take a vaccine. So it's like I'm put in a predicament where it's not necessarily that I care or don't care for the vaccine. It's just that, why am I really doing this? And for what? You know what I mean? Like, I said in a previous interview that I did when I went on a podcast with the Chento girls, I said, my job doesn't define me, right? So it's like, why should I be subjugated to do something that I don't necessarily agree with, right? And it's not something that's gonna cure me of anything, right? But it's not even gonna prevent me, because it says that if and when I get COVID, right, I'm not gonna die. But I caught COVID twice.
Right. Oh, you're
and
nasty.
I'm still here.
You're an icky human being. What happened?
The first time, they didn't consider it COVID or whatever, but I swear to God, it was COVID.
Yeah.
Because I came back from DR in 2019 and I was dying. They didn't want to give me nothing.
Right.
It was like upper respiratory. I was like, upper respiratory infection in my ass.
You got the vid.
Yo, I was like, I got that new shit.
You got
that shit didn't even
Viticus.
come out. Right. You know what I mean? Like psalms and shit.
Nah.
The book of Psalms. Nah.
Classics. That's not even how you say it. But
And I know. That's why I said it like that. I got it from this stupid ass show, The Parkers and shit like that, when niggas was like, the Psalms. But yeah, like, it was to the point that, like, I was like, yo, what's going on, man? Like, why do I have to do this? And, it's like, okay, I'm going to do it, but I'm not getting compensated more for it. It's like, you take this or you don't have a job. So, you know what I decided to do? I gave it up.
Yep.
And I think when I did that, that was the most clarity that I ever had up until like the time that we started the podcast, right? Because I had all this clarity of what I wanted to do. And like, one thing I noticed is that until you're ready to do something, nobody can force you to do it.
Nope.
And, I was just like, you know what? I'm going to take this time to be proactive, be productive, really work on certain things that in my life, and just, finally be a man about certain things, because I feel like, I was just being a child about a lot of things. Like I was blaming it on other people when I just have to kind of look at myself and what I was at and the predicament that I was putting myself in, because, I gotta realize, nigga, we some toxic niggas. Like me, like I do toxic shit. Like I do things purposefully knowing that, it's not the right thing to do, but fuck it, I'll figure it out at the end, right?
Yeah.
But I'm kind of getting too old for that at this point. You know what I mean? So that was where I was at with it. And, that's kind of like my truth, when it comes to why we weren't recording at the time. Because mentally and physically, my mind wasn't just in it.
Yeah.
And like I had you, I had Ron, I had a whole bunch of stuff. But like, why the fuck you invested $5,000 into something that you're not going to fucking do?
Yep.
But it's just like, I wasn't ready to do it. It don't matter what money I put into it.
You don't, you never. All you guys out there, guys and girls that are out there starting stuff without even knowing like what you're doing, definitely do not feel guilty that you started something and now you have to take that time to really say, is this what I want to commit to? There was nothing wrong with you taking your trips, doing what you have to do to get your mind refocused back into like, is this what I want to do? When you step into the entrepreneur space, it's more than just money, spiritual. And that's what happens to a lot of people. They get tested like, oh, nah, like, is my spirit really about that life? Is it like you have something to compare it to now? And you have to take that time to process that.
Right.
You're going to go through that every single time. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with that. Don't ever feel guilty about doing any of that stuff, because you came back with such a crazy perspective.
Right.
Can't nobody take that away from you.
Nah, they can't. And one thing I realized is that it's just about discipline, man. At this point for me, like, it's like Everybody say like, yo, you smart, you know what to do, like you got all these ideas, but it's like I can have all ideas, but if I don't put any action and there's no discipline,
Yeah.
like I was watching like Joe Rogan's podcast and I heard Mike Tyson said like, yo, without discipline you ain't nothing, you ain't shit. And he's right, because it's like discipline is doing something that you don't want to do, but doing it because you have to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I hope I quoted that correctly, but yeah, man, like it was just that. Like I was just at a point, like it's like, damn, bro, like I'm not.
What?
And yo, I was blowing money like crazy, Quan.
Well, before you even move forward to that, I wouldn't say doing, because that's the thing. We think that it's about doing what you don't want to do. Nah, it's about doing the small things, the details that add to the bigger piece of the pie.
Right. Well,
because nobody disciplines themselves unless like they want to. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's why you do it. You get me? Like if you're a fighter, you're gonna want to get in the gym every single day and do these little movements and stuff like that,
right?
So that you could be better when you actually are now fighting somebody. But I think it's the understanding of the details is really what discipline's all about.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. I didn't think I worded it correctly. What I meant was that doing the things that you know you have to do, even when you don't want to do them. You know what I'm saying? Because like it's okay, you know that you love basketball, right? Like you would go to the gym every day, but what if like, yo, I hit you up like, yo, I got some joints, about to go out. Are you gonna go do that? Go to the gym that day, or are you gonna come out with me, or are you gonna go out with me the night before, knowing that you got a 5-6 a.m. gym session?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's about making the choices and the sacrifices now that'll make you successful, and I think that was like my biggest crutch. Crutch. You know what I mean? Like that disability. Like I didn't have that discipline to finish. You know what I mean? Like everything was like on my own time, and it's not like. Oh, I don't got no time. I'm acting like I don't got no time. Especially now, like, with the decision that I made, it has to be full force at this point. And, like, I'm not going to sit here and say, like, yeah, I've been applying to, like, little remote shit to you know, make money and stuff like that. But, you know, I'm supposed to be getting a severance package. I ain't just dumb out. You know what I mean? Like, you got to come here and tank. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just like, you know, I don't want to just sit here and say, like, hey, I did it because I didn't want to take a vaccine. I did it because, one, I don't necessarily agree with it. But because I was just tired of doing what I was doing. I felt like that wasn't my purpose. That wasn't something that was fulfilling me. I felt like I did that for 9 years. This is my ninth school year. You know what I mean? And I was just like, oh, you know what? This ain't for me.
Yeah, that's a good point. Unfortunately, they have politicized health.
They politicize everything.
Right. No, 100%.
But you're right though.
But if we're talking specifically this, it's like y'all politicized it and have made people really jump off the deep end on both sides. Both sides have false information and they also have right information. But I say that to say this, it's like, it's about options for your life. You get me? Some people don't have that option to like say, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not gonna take it. I'm just gonna do what I do. I'll make money how I make money. And some people do and some people don't. And it's like we just have to respect each other's sides instead of trying to attack each other.
Right.
But what's so dope about your situation is it wasn't even about the vaccine. It was about understanding that I have the choice to do so and I'm going to exercise. That's what this whole thing is all about. You know what I'm saying?
You're absolutely right.
Putting your back against the wall and just like.
I feel like that's like when I work the best. Like when I'm like at bottom. Like I was talking to Ron. I was like, yo, like every year of my life, like I improve. Like, you know what I mean? It may not be, you know, from 0 to 100, but it may be 0 to 15, 0 to 20.
Yeah.
But it's a constant improvement. Like they say, like if you started here in the market and you're still 10 years later still making the same thing, there's something that you're not doing correctly. There's not this, you know what I mean? And I've been making small strides to make more and more money, be more knowledgeable, read books. Like I never used to like reading books, but like I feed my mind, even if it's audio books, like yo, just to keep it refreshed. Like I don't even watch TV. All I do is watch YouTube videos on personal development, growth. I do watch some stupid shit here and there, I ain't gonna lie. But like I even watch a lot of podcasts. Like I remember you telling me, yo, you watch, you know, I'm an athlete, yo, we should do it this way, how they do it, because, you know, their angles, you know what I mean, it makes it more personable. I was like, yo, you're right, because I watch this shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, it's all about just doing the stuff that you love to do
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel like I love talking. I love teaching, but my way of teaching is not to children.
Yeah.
Not to in a classroom setting.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I feel like and like I was even talking to Ron about that too, like, because he has children. He was like, like I think like this shit, like even the way that they teach now is outdated.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like they don't really teach kids the way they're supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like how can shit that we were learning 30 years ago, 25 years ago, be the same way the kids are learning now? We didn't have iPads.
Yeah.
We didn't have cell phones that you could download in 2 seconds, whatever, all this information. Or we have all this information that's accessible is there for you, but not you don't even know how to assess the information or process it because the school's not teaching you to do that. And I just got tired of it. You know what I mean? I just got tired of like, all this stuff like, if a kid can't read, why am I teaching him about the Universal Declaration of Human Rights?
Mm-hmm.
Can't read.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I was dealing with the special needs population, so it's like, I see a lot of the inequity, right? They claim to equality, but equality is not equity. Mm-mm. That's the people don't understand. Like equality, they show you a box. You know what I mean? Equality means that everybody's equal, so you put a box for everybody. But if I'm 5'2", you're 6'1", there's another dude that's 7 feet, and we have all the same box, is it really? Mm-hmm. Are we really equal?
Mm-hmm.
No, because you're all taller than me. So
right.
I need this box to see over. You don't need the box. You know what I mean? So it's
right.
like just to show you that like it was just, it's like things that I didn't really agree with, and I was just tired of it. And I was like, yo, whatever, I'm cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just different things that was going on that, like to show you that, mental health is important. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like my mental wasn't right. You know what I mean? I was like, yo, listen, I was going away, I was blowing money. You know what I mean? Like, we're not just going to go there with the number. But listen, I was blowing money to a point that, like, I could have used that and put it back into the business. I could have used that and done a lot of more stuff. But you live and you learn. You know what I mean? Can't complain. You know what I mean? I enjoyed it. I would tell anybody, go to Colombia. It's a fucking good time. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm trying to get Ron to go out there. This nigga got to get his fucking passport. Pissing me the fuck off, yo.
No.
Like, come on, we're adults. Get a fucking passport.
That's my thing where I'm at right now. Trying to get my life together. I've realized that I've been a failure. Yeah, I'm in a period of like a lot of self realizations and stuff like that. So
self-reflection.
Yeah.
Got you.
Trying to like. I realized that I didn't really think too long term. Because you gotta break it down in like two ways. It's like this long term thinking, like 5 years I'll be this, but I'm talking about like specific decisions that you make in the now that atomically affect your future. You get me? Like certain habits, like you said, like reading a book or something like that. If you pick up that habit of doing that, now you've over time built this thirst for knowledge,
right?
And then in time change your whole trajectory of life because you've learned more. So now, let's say for example, you get another large lump sum of money because you've built that habit over time, and you have so much information, you know exactly what to do with it. As opposed to just like, because you didn't do that, now all of a sudden when you do get large lumps of money, you do stuff like you blow it on expensive clothing or going out or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Because you didn't know. So I'm coming to that realization about that, and just other personal stuff as well. Relationship wise, friendship wise, mental health, like understanding that for like, close to 10 years, I never really considered any place to be a home, if that makes any sense. I've had shelter, I've had people that care for me, be around, and have taken care of me and stuff like that. But because I made the decision to be like, this artist, I thought that stability didn't come with that, if that makes any sense. So any place that I was at, it was very like bare, ready to go at any moment's notice. And when you live like that, there's other aspects in your life that get affected as well. You get me? And so just understanding that and understanding that it's okay to still to be balanced, not try to
Pun
be
intended.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Not try to be more than one thing than the other. Like you have to have
You have to have
and
balance.
understand that the yin and the yang have to be together for you to move forward. So
That's a fact. That is a Snapple fact, man.
yeah.
Well, before we start talking again, today's episode is also sponsored by the Tone Agency. The Tone Agency is an agency that helps artists, creatives, help them think about what's the next move. It's a marketing agency that helps you digitize and go into the digital market so that you're able to amplify all facets of your career, let it be social media, sonically, fiscally, financially. I'm guessing that's the correct word. So hit up the Tone Agency, Tone Agency at Instagram.com. You're going to see it on the bottom. We're going to put it there, Tone Agency. Definitely hit them up. They're good people. They sponsor this episode along with Ron Brent. So definitely lock in with them soon.
Yeah.
We got clothing. We got creatives. If we get some liquor sponsorships, man, I'll put them up too, man. Shit.
I know you wanted to talk about like some current events.
Right.
What was it, like the red flag thing?
Right. Yeah, I was like, yo, cause I was like, all right, cool. You know why we did this, right? We still don't. Okay, before we go into the red flag, I still want to say we still promoting entrepreneurship. We're still promoting bossing up. We're still highlighting entrepreneurs. We want to highlight the process, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're not trying to glorify like, yo, everybody got a Lambo truck. You got an Euros. You going to Miami every weekend. You fucking bad bitch. Nah, I don't care about that. We trying to know about the process, how those people got there, right?
Yeah.
Because we don't want to forget that, because people nowadays in today's society, what they do is they feel that they just want it now, right?
Yeah.
But they don't understand that, an overnight success took 10 years.
Yep.
Right? So it's all about stick-to-itiveness. But anyway, yeah, red flags. So yesterday, I don't know what I was saying. Like I'm a toxic. I guess I'm a toxic follower because I follow Justin LeBoy, right? So,
what? That's a thing?
I guess I'm a toxic dude because I follow this dude, right? So I'm looking at all these joints. Yo, red flags. So I'm like, what the fuck is this? So I asked my homegirl, like, yo, what the hell are they talking about? Oh, red flags is for like signs, right? They talking about like actual red flags, like signs for like people that, but they're making a joke of it, right? Like, so it's like, oh, you got too many sneakers, that's a red flag. Or if you take Shorty to the club on a date and she hugged the bouncer, the promoter, and the owner, that's a red flag, or whatever the case may be. So I was just like, what? Like, what is all this about? So I was just like, yo, this is like, it's crazy, like, about red flags. So I'm like, okay, so I wanted to kind of bring it up with you. Like, what are some red flags that you have seen that you have ignored? Because I've seen a lot. Yeah. And I've definitely ignored a lot. Right? I'm not gonna lie. But because, I be freaking fake, bougie in love or whatever the case may be. So, we bypass all that shit. Oh yeah. She went through my phone. Nah, it's all good. But then a year later, yeah, I'm tight.
Okay. I don't know. That's a little tough for me to answer because I don't think I'm pretty like stern on like red flags, to be honest with you. Well, these days, maybe back in the day, let me think. Oh yeah. when you see she took a vacation, but you only see her in selfies.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a red flag.
Like, wait a minute. How you out to eat?
She like this.
No.
Like
it's
that?
a red flag because she's not holding the camera.
Oh, so it's not a selfie then?
But someone's taking a picture of it.
Oh, right. No, you don't see the homegirls. Yeah, that's cause I'm like a selfie. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm thinking like she taking her pictures and she taking, like she took a selfie and you see it's at a table. You see 4 forks, 4 knives and shit. Like
yeah.
Like damn, that's
the
too many
math ain't
forks. Like
mathing.
that's one for the dessert, one for the salad, one for. There's too many forks then.
Something ain't right.
Red flags. Okay. I've dealt with a lot, so I'm gonna give you a synopsis. Okay, so one, she went through my phone. I ignored it. That's a red flag. A red flag is that she constantly talks about her ex. That's a red flag.
Why you say that?
Because that means she's either your rebound or she's somebody she hasn't gotten over the person, right? Either way, why are you talking about your ex in a possible next relationship? I don't know that man. I don't know what you did. I don't know what he did. I don't particularly care, to be honest with you, right? So it's like that's a red flag. Multiple baby fathers.
Yo, that flag is red.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. Multiple baby fathers, right? Because like I've been in those situations, right, where you got like a couple kids and they from different dudes, and now you know what I mean. You got to drop off one here, drop the other one there, blah blah blah. Or the two, you got 3 dudes coming in the house to pick up each kid. Like
the
crazy.
math ain't mathing.
Right. That's a red flag right there. Because it's like, I mean, at least for me, right. I've done it before. That's a red flag for me now.
Yeah.
No disrespect to anybody that have kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, but. Hopefully you just got one baby father. You know what I mean? But if you have 2, hey, you know, whatever. You know what I mean? I know people that have 4. You know what I mean? I mean, just keep it honest, you know what I mean? But all right, so one quick last red flag that I noticed. Okay, red flag, cause all right, so if the phone is like this.
Okay. Right. Why is that a red flag?
I'm gonna tell you why, right?
Uh-huh.
And you see this little button right here?
Okay.
If it's right here, red flag. Red flag.
Yo, nah.
So we're if we're on a date, and this is off, like this is switched to the back, where you see the little orange part right there on the iPhone.
I see the orange.
It's right, and the phone is like this.
Okay.
Red flag.
It's down.
Red flag.
Is it facing you or is it facing her?
It don't matter who's it's facing. It's down. It's face down.
Yeah, but like that's distracting as fuck.
How is that distracting?
I don't like.
So I would rather you put it in your purse.
I feel you, but sometimes like it's custom.
Because if I do it, because if I do it, I'm a toxic nigga, and
where's that from?
I'm telling you what it is, bro.
Yo, y'all crazy.
I'm telling you, this is what it is. So it's like, yo, listen, face down.
I'm petty. I'm gonna just start doing that.
No, face down. That's a red flag because that means there's a possibility that you have somebody hitting you up that you want to talk to.
I'm fucking other people for dating.
Right.
You know that.
So I don't want to know that though. That's a red flag. That means you fucking multiple people, right? So I'm not gonna take you seriously.
Okay.
Right? Are you saying what's a red flag? That's a red flag.
Got you. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that's a red flag. So it's like if a female, because the thing about it, the reason why I'm saying it's a red flag is not because it's the phone face down. It's because a lot of these women that they say that they're feminine, they want man with real masculinity or whatever. This is a nigga. This is nigga shit. This is what we do.
All right.
So if a female does this, right, that's a red flag because she's doing what we do.
Yeah,
what do we do?
Exactly.
We're not gonna even go there, right? So you already know. So that's what I'm saying. So if a chick goes like that or whatever the case may be, you're really talking to somebody that you want, that you're going to answer. Because why would you think? Why would you do this? If it was like that, you just put it in your purse, right?
Okay.
Right. So
okay, I see what you're saying.
You're keeping it down because you're trying to talk to somebody, and you're like, okay,
it's not fully away.
It's not fully away because you're in conversation,
and you want it to vibrate.
Or it could be.
She could be like, oh, excuse me, I gotta.
Right.
Okay, got you.
Right. Because that's what we would do.
I mean,
that's what I would do.
I wouldn't. I don't care. It's just gonna ring.
That's what I. No, I'm not gonna pick up a phone call like, yo, hello, hold on 1 second. No, I mean, I had this.
Yo,
we're not
I've done that before though.
We're not gonna even do that because they was like, damn.
I went crazy on you.
Yeah, you would have went crazy on me. But yeah, that was what I want to talk about as far as red flags.
I think it gets funny when they're like, yo, I've never rode a bike before. Or like Duval did one when it was like 2 teeth and then one was like a hole and it's red flag. Did you see that one?
Yeah.
See that's when it's funny to me.
Yeah, I mean, like you know what I mean, like or like 50 Cent had the little Kim Leprechaun backwards walk. Yo, that had me rolling, bro. Like they said that's a red flag. You know what I mean? Like,
yo, y'all getting creative.
You know what I'm saying? They got the
that is crazy.
The leprechaun dance. That 50 made that popular. That shit was hilarious, man. Why they do the queen like that, man? I don't know why, but
I don't know.
But that was hilarious.
You know what? I think the deeper conversation is about we need to really, as a group of people, like, we all need therapy, by the way.
Right.
Off top, we all need it because there's some traumas that y'all is really out here on avoiding, and then you getting on the internet and you are just kicking that shit, like telling on yourselves, like, I'm telling you,
right.
We need to really. Everybody needs to sit down for a second and just really like seek some help, or at least have like an open forum or something.
Right.
It's bad out here.
It's bad.
Red flags from just this conversation alone, it seems like it's always based upon like your own experience. You know what I'm saying? And that's like the deeper thing about it. It's like that red flag is only coming up because you went through something that like said that. And I ain't gonna lie, some of them are like pretty accurate. But it's like, we gotta really figure out a way to just talk about those things, man. Really get them out. It's crazy.
We do, you know what I mean? But then like, you have people that actually try to, in their own way, it may be asshole way to do it. But, a lot of the stuff that he says makes sense. Kevin Samuels, you know what I mean? He says a lot of shit, makes a lot of sense.
You know what's so funny? I don't know how much people have said this. So like after a while, I kind of tuned him out.
Right.
Cause I'm cut from a different cloth. So like I don't need somebody to be telling me like, oh.
No. I'm not. Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
But like I just feel like it comes to a point where he was saying some valid things in the beginning, but I just feel like you kind of weaponizing at the time, and it works for you. You getting paid, you getting a response, great. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just careful because what happens is, and this is on both sides, all sides of it. What happens is now you have certain fellas and certain ladies, but I'm gonna speak to my fellas that like, you not even of that cloth to be talking like that. You understand what I'm saying?
Like it produces like these people
that could validate their
it's
fuck
like
shit.
Arabic people, like they're like they speak a certain way, but their life doesn't exemplify that at all. Whether
you call it trolling or whatever you want to call it, like those people get me aggy. Like, don't be up here talking about you like, for example, if you're broke, your focus shouldn't be on the women right now.
That's a fact.
Your focus should be on getting some money.
Right.
So don't be on the internet talking about, she don't fuck with me because I'm broke. No. That's the point. Get your money up, bro, and then you can have whatever you want.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, I get it. The story with him in particular is that he was talking to the men, but it wasn't getting a response as much as when he started giving.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, okay, so I hate that you made valid points, but and not to kind of like really really talk about Kevin Samuels too much.
That too, yeah.
But I would say this, right? He makes a lot of valid points because he's trying to get black women or women in general to understand black women in particular to understand what is it that they truly want, right? Mm-hmm. That it's okay to deal with somebody that works a 9-to-5 or blue collar dude or a dude that makes $50,000 a year. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because those are I mean, be honest, like he asks women like, what do you do? What's your age? What's your height? You know what I'm saying? If a high value man, right, quote unquote, if I'm making $500,000 a year, do you really want a woman that has 2 kids?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Right.
Not if you're making that kind of money.
Right.
You want a woman that has no kids so that if you choose to have a kid, she's gonna bear your children.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not somebody else's kids. Not saying that's a wrong thing, but that's a bad thing or something like that. But that's generally what. When you make a certain amount of money, you have the pick of the litter. You can pick whatever you want.
Right.
There's not. You have access at that point because that's what money gives you. I'm not in love with money. I'm in love with the freedom and the access that it gives me. Mm-hmm. Right. So where I can pick up and go anytime. I can move. I can live anywhere. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? There's no ifs, ands, or but. I can do whatever I want. But you can't come. A woman can't come to a high value man that doesn't know what he truly wants, doesn't know how to deal with him, because most of these women talk about, monogamous relationships and stuff like that. A high value man, most of the time, is like, I can have whatever chick, however, whichever way I want.
Yeah.
Not saying all of them are like that, but a lot of them are like that, right?
Yeah.
Because I've seen it.
Well, I mean,
I've known high value men.
The reality,
make that type of money.
Facts. The reality is the high value men that he's using as examples or whatever. Like not everybody has access to them.
Right, and you don't have access to them.
You won't even be as someone who's making, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a year. You ain't even living that life to meet somebody like that.
Right. So it's like that's probably like your boss or something like that, or somebody your boss's boss or something like that. You're not even connected to the person. But I go to say this is like this, he just talks to people in a certain way to make them as far as the shock value, so that you kind of understand where he's coming from, right? Because when he was telling you, when he was delivering the message a different way, you weren't understanding it. You weren't. It wasn't being reciprocated.
Right.
So now at this point, he's giving you a message so that it's like, okay, this is what we're gonna talk about. I'm gonna express it this way. How could you say this? How can you say it? It's the truth? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like there's black women that are beautiful. There's black women that are there's a lot of black women that are beautiful. There's black women that are thing. But it's like, okay, when you look at all the races, there's more races that they go. They in the gym, they doing their thing, they make a certain amount of money, right, or whatever the case may be. They don't care, you know what I mean, about it. You know what I mean? It's just different statistics, and I don't want to go into it because I'm not an expert, but that's just the stuff that he talks about.
Yeah, for me it becomes, because I understand all that. For me it becomes, you know what it is? I'm getting to a place in my life where I'm really sick of niggas that talk. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Why are we talking so much? I don't want to, it's annoying. Where's the action? You know what I'm saying? And that's my problem. It ain't even about him. It's not even about him.
He just got all these people that talking.
He's the wild part about it is that he's doing the action. Why? Because every time he does one of those, he says, "Go ahead, hit my Cash App." He's doing the action.
Yeah,
it's not
like, buy a badge or something like that.
Yeah, it ain't got nothing to do with him. My whole thing, and that's not to take away from your point. Your point is super valid. I want to say that before I say this. My whole thing is like, for everybody else out there who is not a Kevin Samuels, you need to stop doing all of this and do most of this. What's this? This is the action. You know what I'm saying? Like, you over here mad because, women ain't choosing you or whatever the case is. Well, be a choice. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't be somebody. Don't just sit there and be mad and sour about it. No, go up and get you some money. Go and get you a hustle. Go do something.
Get up off, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because niggas be like, oh, I can't get too much into it because then it's like I'm marginalizing at the same time too. Mm-hmm. That's another dangerous part. But let's just say, like, if you're in a certain position, I believe that you don't have certain privileges to speak on certain things. As crazy as that sounds, it's like,
I don't sound crazy. You can't afford to speak about anything,
like,
bros.
You
too broke to even pay attention, bro. Like straight up. Like, I get what you're saying. Man. But yeah. So
that's my hot take.
That's the hot take. That's you know what I'm gonna do? We gonna have like takes on, like, you know what I mean, sipping with Quam today, or like hookah with Gabe the next day or something like that.
That's hard because this ain't even liquor.
This that's iced tea. But don't worry, we're gonna get some liquor in there because some episodes definitely have some liquor in it. But anyway, this is episode 1, season 2. Thank you for tuning in with us.
Yes, sir.
Be sure to definitely look out for Ron Brandt Noor. Look out for the Tone Agency, and definitely tune in with us. Donations, if you want to help us any type of way, we're gladly accepted. I'm not begging nobody for nothing because we're gonna do it on our own. But if you want to help us, if you love the campaign, definitely we're gonna be doing we're gonna be coming out with a free course, right?
Yes,
we're gonna be coming out with a free course on helping anybody that wants to monetize and start put their foot into the podcast business, music business and stuff like that.
To actually add to that, because we do have Tone Agency does have courses that definitely it's like you're in a class of like 4 or 5 other people. So doing this is definitely an intro to that.
Right.
And of course, after you take this course and you want some more information, or you just want to be more involved with what we got going on, then we'll talk about that.
We'll talk about it on thing. We definitely taking on interns and all type of people that definitely want to just, even college credits, man. If I got to sign off for something, let me know. You know what I mean? I got some stuff on LinkedIn right now anyway. But yeah, this is episode 1. I'm Just Prince.
Benny Musa.
And we are the Balance Effect Podcast.
Yes,
Peace.
sir.
Peace.
I'm feeling your pain, it's part of the hustle. Think with your mind, do work with your muscle. A beautiful Janet, poetic justice. A broke nigga, end of discussion. See money talks, you niggas talk too much. All that hating sound for